This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test.
James McMahon Music Podcast. James McMahon Music Podcast. James McMahon Music Podcast. James McMahon Music Podcast. He speaks to the geeks and the musical freaks, but sometimes popular but mostly a freak because he's James McMahon Music Podcast. James McMahon Music Podcast.
This concludes this test of the emergency broadcast system.
Me and Tom, your PR, we were just trying to work out what was on the shelf behind you. He thought it might be moisturizer, but I was thinking, is it moisturizer?
The blue thing's moist. Yeah, there's 2 moisturizers. You got some aftershaves. You got a post-it note.
Is there a reason why you keep them above your telly?
No.
just in case you need them while you're watching EastEnders.
No, but that's not the main TV. That's a side TV.
All right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Brian pays.
Don't need to show off.
No, I really play. No, I don't know why. I think I don't like. To be fair, my goal is to be now. Well, it's been a little while, and I don't like stuff on the side. I just like. So, yeah. To me, that would be clear if that was just me here.
Right, got you. Well, I mean, it all changes when you share your living space with someone.
It really does. Yeah, not complaining.
Of course. In case Mrs. Manga is listening to this episode.
He's literally on the other side of that wall.
Right.
So this is being recorded, so she'd probably watch it. But no, it's just moisturizer. It's got a post-it note for my daughter was born, and it's like on the scan. They said when we took off one of our first scans, they said, "Oh, she's really happy in there." And so I wrote it down and put it up there next to the picture. It's like that's been nearly a year, so that's been up there for ages.
Yeah, no, I like that. All of this is lending itself to where I was going to go and what I was going to ask you, because I've been listening to the new record this morning.
Okay,
and you're like, I don't know how you're going to take this, but I sort of see you as sort of UK grime's sensitive soul.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you into that? I mean, certainly this record feels it feels vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm with that. That's fine.
Was that conscious? Was that? I mean, I've heard you talk over a period of time about wanting to showcase more of what you were about, like more of your personality.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like a stretch to say that maybe you approach this record by saying, okay, I'm going to pull out my heart and show you what's going on in there.
You know what is it? I think that one of the main things is I'm just getting better at doing it, explaining it. Because if you go back to like, let's say Outburst from the Outskirts, yeah, that's like my first proper project, yeah. I was on there doing that too. Well, on that one, I think I just done it on the last song. You know what I'm saying? It was quite like emotional type. I just done it on the one song really, and then what was my next project after that? Outsiders Live Forever. I got into it a bit more, but I feel like the songs weren't as good. But then it was Make It Out Alive. Or one that I can't remember what order it is. I'm really, but I feel like I'm keep getting better at describing it and putting it into songs.
Okay.
Because even before Outburst from the Outskirts, I made projects like Lunchtime at Art School and things like that. Like things where I was just basically in the studio depressed. So I was saying all the stuff, but they were not good. They were not good songs at all. They were just like basically, see the long text you sent to your ex. It was that with a SoundCloud beat.
Right. Well, you know, we all have to start somewhere. But
of course, 1,000,000%. I'm not even. I'm laughing because this thing is true, but it's laughing because I have to start like that. So now I feel like I know how to explain it better. You know what I mean? So I'm happy you got that. Definitely.
Yeah, I also think though, as well as there's a lot within grime or rap or kind of music within that realm that there's a lot of. I don't think it's too much of a. I don't think it's too much hyperbole to say that there's a lot that about it which is about bravado. There's a lot, yeah, and I think that's what's really interesting is that it's almost like you've got a little bit of funny wordplay on this record about that that fits in with that. But I wonder how much of really what's kind of going on inside you as a man you had to suppress by getting involved with this music.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's a suppress, and yes, and I don't know if it's a suppress. It just wasn't be confident enough. I wasn't confident enough to be me fully. Like when I first started, obviously when I started, I was about 38 now. Yeah, when I first started, I was like 18. Let's say like professional, I was like 18, so 18 maybe 19, and I was very immature of my age anyway. So when it was like first roll deep stuff, the grime MC was just like one way, bad man. You have to be, road man and rare tear. Honestly, I'm from ends like everyone else, but I wasn't that bad man. Do you know what I mean? But when you was MCing, you kind of had to be, even just to MC, if that makes sense. Like, so we're in these pirate radio stations. Just to get the mic, you had to be of a status. You know what I mean? Like physically get the mic, not just like, it's not a take turns thing. Because someone starts MC and they want to MC for the whole 40 minutes by themselves. Or what used to happen is be like between them and their brethren, the people they rate. And then you're in the room trying to get your time. Even this whole grab the mic thing, it's a serious high testosterone environment. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, not dished out on, not a meritocracy, more like who wants it more.
Who wants it more? And then more time, obviously the bad man would be, they could be the worst MC, but they're rough. So then no one's going to try to grab the mic from him, because that's a problem.
Yeah.
Unless and then all you have to get ratings, and then they want you to MC. It was all type of things. But anyway, so we started, and all the lyrics that people liked, all violent, all I'm this, I'm that, and I wasn't really confident enough in myself to be. No, to be fair, I never really went down the bad man. Oh God, I never really went down the bad man route in terms of like I'm bad, rare. But I didn't go down the other route of actually being able to say who I am, though. That makes sense. But then, to be fair, them times there, I wasn't even good at making songs at all. I never attempted it. I never saw it as a viable path. The only person who made the album was Dizzy, and everyone else was just MCing. So there wasn't even space for it. Because on the set, like, I always say, grime's got many different pillars. Like that hip hop used to have, hip hop has like graffiti, breakdancing, dressing and rap and DJing. Like I'm saying, that's like their pillars, isn't it? Like ours has sets.
Yeah, like the tapestry of it all.
Yes, ours has pirate radio sets, live sets, clashes, DJ, obviously instrumentals, and then like making songs was like low on that. That wasn't really my dream. My dream for when I first started was to go to Eskimo dance or Sidewinder and get reloads.
Yeah,
like that was my. Like I said, one day I can MC with Roll Deep. Like Wiley is my favorite, still is my favorite. Go on a set with Wiley, impress him, and get a reload at a Sidewinder or Eskimo dance. That was my absolute peak of life.
Well, imagine this, if you will. Like, say you're in your early days with Roll Deep.
Mm-hmm.
You've said that you didn't really feel like the songs. You didn't really feel like you had the songs. You couldn't write the songs. But imagine you could. Imagine you'd come out the gates with those chops. If you'd said to the boys in Roll Deep, "Hey, I've got this song. It's called It Okay to Open Up." How would that go down?
It depends when. I think at the very start, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like nearer like 2007, like when I moved back to South London and I was like around them more, I did do a few like that, to be fair. Like no one like laughed or anything. It wasn't like that. It just no one else cared. Do you know what I mean? So I had a song called Sick and on Target's, DJ Target's Aim High mixtape. I had a song called Sick and Tired. And he goes, I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had a lot of emotional songs actually, but they weren't good.
Right, okay.
They weren't good.
Right.
And no one would laugh or nothing. No, it wasn't like that. To be fair, just that the audience, even the grime audience, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They like, so even if it could be the best song, a lot of people try to like get stun it, retch that little bit, and then they just ended up going over towards that UK rap. Then because what grime became, which I try to help not be that, is like a box. Like to say, once you start talking about XYZ subject matter, it's not grime anymore.
What do you mean?
And I hate that.
What do you mean by that?
So if I'm talking, so if I'm MCing and I'm talking about, like I said, okay, it's okay to open up, yeah, that type of song. If I was making that, then it's not grime, because it's not about reloads and being the best MC and rare. And then a lot of that Wretch and Gets and Scorcher, the movement actually, I'd say they were the crew called the movement. They was like, and rap, okay, there's a few people that lend into this narrative, is that the UK rappers like Clash the Cough and Mac GLC, they felt like grime was like well, it was younger, but like a lower form of rap.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they would always say, yeah, man, don't just, and then it became, I don't just do grime, you know? That means like, oh, I can actually rap. I can actually make music, because grime isn't music. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel almost that there was some, almost, this might be a bit of an extreme way of saying it, but almost that there was some kind of self-loathing about the genre from within the genre.
I felt like it's from outside the genre.
Oh, okay.
How they looked at it, and then it started seeping in to MCs who were capable of doing different things, that's talented enough to be like, oh no, I don't just do that, you know. I don't just do that. I can do rap what you lot do. But then, who wants to rap? Rap's a bit like, not say it's boring, but like I always say grime MC's skill set is higher than everyone's. Like we can perform. We perform all the time. We literally freestyle and MC in rooms of our peers. We don't know what instrumental is going to play next. We don't know who's coming after us. We don't know who said anything before. We don't know what the tempo is changing. We're doing it live. We're projecting our voice. We got stage presence in a room, in an outside. Yeah, we do all of that. Whereas rappers go studio, get a beat, work on it for how long, rap it at one time in the studio, and that's it.
I mean, I can't stand that conversation about is grime dead. It's just so boring.
Oh, it's mad exhausting.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so obviously not true, but I guess the thing I do sort of worry about a bit is that I don't see grime as, because I see grime as like a genuine, like when it came about. I mean, we're talking 2 decades ago, but when it came about, like I did consider it a genuinely new form of music, which is which is like you can't say that very often. But I sometimes I sometimes worry a little bit. We don't talk a lot about UK garage anymore, and a lot of that is because there were
no new people.
Yeah,
no youths are taking it up. No doing. Yeah,
I mean, it's almost like that kind of world needs a new Roll Deep in a sense, like someone who goes, yeah.
So I always say this about grime. Yeah, it can't be us. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has to be. No, it has to be. First of all, it has to be levels. It's always been levels. So when grime first started come about, it was like Wiley was the pinnacle. Wiley and Dizzy obviously was the pinnacle. Then you had like the next set would be like an Essentials, or a Nasty Crew as well, actually. I'm trying to think, like Essentials, like you'd have like younger roadie, younger boys in the hood, and then you'd just have the local superstars, and you got people like Purple and RA, like in South London, and you'd have like, I mean, there's all different sections, but there's like a hierarchy, and then you'd have the average person on the road you'd have a guy who always MC, there's always DJs, and there's always fans. Now they want the same people to be, but the youth is what kept it going. It was street music, and it was youth-led music. Do you know what I mean? Because garage was like, I couldn't go to no garage raves. First of all, I was too young. I didn't have the money for the Machino, the Machino tracksuit or jean suit. Wasn't allowed in the raves. And the music was rave based. And obviously, if you're not old enough to rave, you can't. I mean, and there was no language for us. Whereas grime was speaking, when I showed my older cousins, Dizzy Rascal, they didn't even know what they thought you were speaking another language.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All these words, peng, leng, red, all these words now are in like our normal, actually, which the kids call old now, which is funny.
Yeah.
In our normal language, are just gone. I mean, they were invented there. The same way when drill come about, people my age think, "What? This is rubbish. What is this?" Because they don't understand. These kids are talking their truth and their language and their culture. So just a different generation of how we used to speak. That's why I don't like when people just not just drill, but try to put it down, because that's what the garage lot were trying to do to us. And now why don't you remember that? When now we're trying to say, "Oh, drill is dead," or "Drill's boring." I said, yeah, because it's not for you. Like, it's not your language. Like, you have to accept that they came up with because drill is so, I explain it. Drill is like the same tempo, similar sounds, come from basically the same place, but it's just their perspective. Do you know what I mean? Whereas we, the same way, we had the same thing, because a lot of early grime sounded like garage, but you just knew when it was grime, though. If that makes sense, like you knew it was different.
Yeah, I mean, all of these things are they all exist in the same cosmos.
Exactly.
I guess, though, in a sense, I sort of see you as someone who was almost like you were almost like a fan of that music who became part of that world.
I was a big fan. Like, not like, I'm sorry to cut you, not like a small fan. I was one of the biggest Roll Deep fans. Like, Roll Deep, my favorite crew ever. Without me, before me, like, because I like the Page Go crew because of Wiley, and they had God's Gift and Flowdown. Then they start talking about this new crew called Roll Deep. I said, what's that? Then I heard Dizzy, and obviously Wiley was there, Flowdown, Scratch. I said, this blew my mind. Like, I mean, they were my favorite crew. So it was a big, and like I said, and not just Roll Deep, like the whole thing. Like, this is all I knew. I didn't listen to American hip hop before. Like, I'm saying my first American hip hop I like was like Kanye West or something. So like, this was my okay. I mean,
but when you see, can you look out when you perform and see a young manga who wants to take the journey that you did to grime, or do you think that if you are young, you are going towards drill?
So there's two different types of things. I can see a young manga, if that makes sense, because that person is just interested in music and wants to tell their side. There's lots of young grime artists that I like. Yes, I don't want to say like me, but not road like that. But if you're from the street, like if you're like a road you, and you're trying to tell that side, you're not going to grime. You can definitely gonna go towards drill or UK rap, because that seems more authentic. But if you want to say your truth and you enjoy yourself within the community and create music and be interested, you know what I mean? Go around. There's lots of MCs that are doing that. Like, there's Names Bliss as an artist as well. Kibo. Oh my god, I'm blanking, but there's quite a few. Like, literally a few. There's a whole next generation of young grime MCs that are doing their Travs Presents is the best way I could put it towards. There's a collective called Travs Presents, and they put on events, and they're all young, and the people that go there are young. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that's it.
I just don't want it to become a museum piece.
Nor do I. And that's why I tried to stop telling people. For years it did, though. For years, like, all the older MCs are hating, and it's not it's not just the older MCs, it's actually the older fans. Like, no matter what you put out, they just say, "Oh, it's not like the old thing. It's not like the old thing." Like, I put out songs. Okay. I put out a song on Alarm Bells the other day, and I was promoting it on my TikTok. I just put up a clip. And then someone commented, said, "Oh, I miss grime sets." And usually I said, "So why do you," I typed about, "Why don't you listen to grime sets?" I said, he said, "There are none." No, he said, "No, sorry." He said, "I do, but like, I listen to old ones." I said, "But there's new grime sets. I've done 2 this week. Me, I alone have done 2 that week." "Oh yeah, man. But it's not like old school."
Yeah.
You haven't even listened to it.
Yeah, a lot of
you haven't even heard it, and it's literally grime sets all the time. People, that's another thing they say. "Oh, it's not like then. There's no sets anymore." And for grime to be good, well, literally, there's grime sets every day, and they're everywhere. That's another thing. Now they're more. You can find them. Like, you go on Rinse FM, you go on Pyro, they're all there, but no one cares. They just want until Skepta comes along, until Wiley. They just want to relive their youth. That's why we have to ignore them, because they've had their time. We need to engage the youth, but that's why people like Travs Presents are doing, and they're getting. It's like what Birmingham did a couple of years ago. Wow, which is mad. About 10 years ago, 2013, 14, when grime kind of left London, people was more interested in like rap and whatever.
Yeah.
The Midlands took up grime heavy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? because I guess baseline was kind of moving off, and then we just got grime heavy, and that's where it was living like properly as well. They were repping, they were doing great. So, and then now it's kind of like back everywhere, but now it's the youth has to go. It can't be like us. It can't be us. It can't. It's tiring. Like no, not saying no one wants to hear me, but the energy, all the ideas, the youth, the slang, everything needs to come from there. We need to be around to like be able to give opportunities. So someone like a JME is a perfect example. Yeah, he does grime MCFM, and then that's like the biggest grime rave at the moment. And then people just come up there. You don't know who's going to be there. There's no lineup announced apart from Jamie. And then we just all come out as a surprise. And a lot of the young MCs, that's been their first big rave. Like I took Duppy. Duppy was nominated for Best Grime Act this year at Mobo's, yeah. And we done a Grime MCFM in Prague. And that was his first international booking. And that was like I know, but we just showed the youths that. So we shouldn't be the ones to bring the genre back, air quotes here, but we should help the next generation see what is possible. That makes sense.
Yeah, I listen. I'm not. I've got to clear my throat before I ask this question, because I want you to know that I'm not the sort of journalist that in any way enjoys shit stirring, and I also consider myself to be quite an empathetic journalist as well. So, you know, or an empathetic person rather, and I don't believe that people are all bad. I don't believe that people are all good. I think that we're all trying to do our best. And I
agree.
I hate the modern era of a lack of nuance and dogpiling and how people are their mistakes forever and ever and ever.
I agree.
I say all this to say that with what happened to Wiley, or what Wiley said, was that the end of Roll Deep?
No, we finished long before that. We done a Roll Deep set on Friday.
No, but you were talking. You were talking a lot later about how there were songs, or that you'd had songs at one point, or you hadn't had songs at one point.
Who, Roll Deep or me? Sorry.
Well,
Roll Deep stopped making like music together in like 2011.
It was like the last record was 2012, I think. Wasn't
okay.
It? I'm sure I read after that almost. I mean, Roll Deep didn't like completely draw a line under itself, though, did it?
You just went around each other. We literally done a set on Friday. We literally done a set. That's our like a live show on Friday. It was me, Breeze, Carnage, Chamakabi, Orochi, Scratchy. Like it literally on this Friday in Hackney.
All right.
Do you know what I mean? The Wiley thing was kind of like the thing for Wiley, because Wiley after Roll Deep kind of started making music together, because everyone started doing their own thing. Flowdan's just won a Grammy, yeah. Like Flowdan was doing his own thing with a bug, just going around the world doing that. I was doing my thing. Target was on radio, and other people were just went and got normal jobs. Because again, it's like there was a lot of us, you know what I mean? And then Wiley was doing. When Wiley said that, it was Bosie. That was well after. When Wiley said all that stuff, that was like Bosie time. So that was like his fourth Phoenix Rising, basically, like the fourth time he ever thought he was down, then he came back again and done Bosie. So it was kind of what's the thing with Wiley is that I think that was mad extreme of how they've stopped him, basically. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not just okay, you drop from your label, fine, that's fine. You know what I mean? I agree. Like, well, you can't. I always say this. I don't think you should. You said something. It's consequences to everything, innit? Do you know what I mean? Even though I know, like you just said, empathy. He's not that. He was mad at two people, and you said something. And I've said the same quote before that if you go down that road now and get robbed by two black boys, and you go on in and say, fuck black people, even though you got your reasons, if I see that and I don't know the whole story, I don't know you, I'm gonna think, this guy's racist, this guy's an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Safe.
Okay. Yeah.
So I hear it when people are saying, I hear it. But obviously, as a person, I know him. I know really, you just said stuff because you was mad at X, Y, Z, and then really you shouldn't have said that. That's life. You know what I mean? Sometimes we say things we shouldn't have said. That's fine. But obviously, the way they've locked him off. Like it's not just like, okay, we're not on this label, but now you can't even create a YouTube. You can't create an Instagram. You can't create when you release stuff, you do put you like I'm saying you're moving like you were some like some racist, like all your whole like been doing this for years, when really it was an hour.
As someone who knows him well, though, do you think that? Do you think that was you don't think that is a summary of the person he is?
Nah, man, it's not. It's not. I feel like, but if it was, listen, there's bare bad people in this, well, especially in the music industry. It's horrible. There's lots of horrible people,
yeah.
And that you see like their day come. That's what it is. Sometimes you see that person's day come. You think, see, because you like say, especially, well, generally with music, it's usually around women and things like that, because men are horrible. You usually see that day come. You're like, okay, see, what's my man's name? Solo 45.
Yeah.
But like that's a horrible person.
Yeah,
a horrible, nasty person. To be fair, I don't really know him like that, but I'm saying you read that's like a pattern of ongoing X, Y, Z thing. You can't. There's no pattern of Wiley being mad. Well, he speaks out, but I'm saying not like racist. He's not. I mean, he's not that. Like I said, he's not that. What again? The thing was, yeah, you said a madness about, and you should have said you meant it to this person and that person. Literally, it was literally two people who actually did do you wrong. But you can't go and say that, because again, like I said, if someone got robbed by a black person or got something back and they said, "Oh, fuck black people, rare," you shouldn't say that. But go on, sorry.
Do you think the Phoenix will rise for a fifth time? I think you said fourth before.
That was fourth, I think, because it was he's been the person that's made me want to carry on bare times, because he's been carried out so many times. I'm not sure if the fifth can run. He's a bit older, and now it's literally. It's not like before where you can't make good music anymore. It's more like you can't do anything.
Yeah, I think that's something about the modern era that really does frighten me, to be honest. I think that people need to be allowed to make their minds up about whether they want to listen to someone or not. But actually, someone, whether it's a tech platform or a politician or whoever, making that decision for people, I think is really frightening.
Listen, because if someone says they don't want to listen to him or they don't like him, I'm not going to argue with that. Nothing to do with me. I hear you, bro. Like I said, if someone said that about black people or whatever, or someone in my family or whatever, I'm not going to hear them again. That's fine. I'm not saying what he said was right, because I don't think it was. But if he wants to continue making music as he should, and he's like I said, he's helped more people than in my thing than anyone could ever actually say. And I'm not just saying that because he's helped me in my life. Yeah, he's actually helped. He helped so many people, so many. Not like a couple he's banged through Roll Deep, or he's banged through. There's people he's helped that have not nothing to do with like our crew or nothing. You know what I mean? Anyway, again, that's not making up for the other thing. I'm just trying to say. So if he wants to continue making music as he should, I think you might not be able to. Let's not get him to the Brits. Let's not. I mean, maybe not. Nominate for any. I don't know what the thing is like. Whatever the industry thing is, but I don't think he should be stopped from ever creating anything. Like you're not saying like you can't have an Instagram, you can't have a Twitter, you can't have your YouTubers thing. Your streams are being diverted into somewhere like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have to let. I mean, my basic belief is that you have to let people say what they want and have the consequences of saying what they want.
Yes.
But as soon as you don't let people say what they want, then we're in a whole new kind of dystopian nightmare.
But this, so obviously he's there now. He said whatever he said on Twitter, it was, for like, let's say an hour. And then it was bare fake. That's another thing as well. There was bare fake accounts and things said that he never actually said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even the initial thing, they're going to hold corn. It's just a slang. But then if you type in a dictionary, corn is bullet. Bullet is, you're threatening. I'm like, nah, man. It's like me saying, is that when girls laugh today and say, I'm dead? You're not dead. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a saying. But again, if you're not from that, obviously he said that and it's gone outside our lexicon of people that would usually listen to it. I'm saying, so now they're just figuring out what he said in a different way. You know what I mean? They're just Googling and it looks crazy. Like, was that when they Google comedians' jokes? If you go to comedian jokes and I go to say what the person said in any comedian, you're like, right, that is mad if you write it down. But in the setting, it's not mad. It was a joke and it was a punchline, it was a setup, there was context, rare. Again, I'm not saying what you said was right. I'm just trying to say, you said what you said on Twitter, yeah? Then there was a lot of fake stuff. And let's say you get banned off Twitter. Fine. You know what I mean? Because you violated the rules and all these chats there. Why are you banned off YouTube? Why are you banned off Instagram? Why are you banned off TikTok? Why are you banned? You know what I'm saying? Why is your Spotify thing? Why is your Apple Music? What's that got to do with that?
You make your living with words, and also you are, you're obviously a very good marketeer as well. And I've heard you talk about that, like that's like a big part of the the role of an artist now.
It is,
for better or for worse. Do you find this era where people are so quick to rush to judgment? There's so many bad faith actors. There is a lot of sensitivity, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. Do you find this era difficult to make the art that you do?
No, not me. I don't, because my thing's not like that. And I'm saying that I haven't reached outside my circle yet. So maybe if I went to,
I think that's the thing that's a bit weird about this, though. Is there's almost like a sort of, I guess, what you'd call an Overton window, that it's like we're always, as our culture becomes more conservative and safe, like the perimeters of what you can say and what you can't say, the perimeters of what you can say are becoming more and more narrow. So it's almost like, for me, like what you do, you're quite far down the list of people who would perhaps be affected by it. But who knows? Maybe at some point it gets so narrow,
True, it'll be something soon. I'm sure that if like you went through my old songs or went through something, there'll be something. You know what I mean? I'm sure I've said something that would offend someone, or especially like an old lyric or something. But that just happens, man. I'm saying that, but personally for me, no, it's okay. But I don't want it to just be, just for me, I'm fine. Because all the music I like, not all the music I like, but a lot of the music I like would be considered ignorant or thingy, or like I want to hear what's going on over there. Again, I keep referring it to comedians there, because I feel like they've had the more brunt of it secretly, because I guess because they're talking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're speaking, they think, oh, well, this is what you believe and what you think. And I think people will still give a bit more leeway with a song.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean? Or even a movie, actually. Like, do you know what I mean? Like movies and songs, like that type of art is more. Whereas comedians, because I'm talking to you, like I said, I think the people who get the least is a podcast because they think, well, you've said it with there's no punchline, there's no thing. People, so they get whatever, you better mind what you're saying on there.
Yeah.
Or interview.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then then you got a comedian who's talking and they're trying to be funny, and generally to be funny, you have to say something to catch people by surprise. And then usually by saying that, but it's the same with music. The lines I like in music are the ones that go, what? How did he say that? Central C. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. It's a crazy line to start your song.
I think
that's a mad song, but like that's so like, whoa. You want to hear the rest.
Well, this is the thing, you see, is I just I like stories, and stories aren't always palatable.
Of course not. But again, I'm assuming from what you do, you love music, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone that's consuming this thing does not love this thing. For me to make, sorry, again.
Ain't that the truth?
So for me to get out of this 1-bedroom flat, I have to go talk to people and convince people who do not love what I do to take it in. And that's when you start doing that, which is hard. It's like, then you're going to start talking to people outside your realm who understand what you're coming from. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so pleased that you're letting people in to what you're about, because you are, unless there's like 5 or 6 bodies under your floorboards, you are obviously a very good man, Manga.
Oh, thank you. I try. Like, again, I'll be real. It's just like just made bare mistakes, like in life, bare mistakes. And luckily, like I said, my lack of success in terms of when I wanted it, was so good because I was just making so many mistakes that I realized I wouldn't say. Let's say I blew up when I wanted to blow up. When I first started in Roll Deep, after Wiley, like, I wanted to be like, I wanted to be the new MC or whatever, or when Strider blew up or whoever. If that would have happened to me then, I would have been a mess. Do you know what I mean? Like I was very immature, very lazy, loads of mistakes, just living, doing stuff and not thinking about it. Whereas now, I just understand myself a bit more. So I'm just going, if that makes sense. So I think that's my main thing, that I've just made lots of mistakes. So I just try and remember them and tell other people about them. So, and even a lot of times when I'm doing these songs, I'm talking about X, Y, Z, like, oh, this happened to me or that happened to me or whatever. I felt like this. It's more like a reminder to myself, like, oh yeah, shit. Do you know what I mean? I never really spoke to the one about it at the time, or I wasn't even sure how I felt about it at the time. Do you know what I mean? Because if I do a song about my day to day today, wake up, feed my daughter, do interviews, change my daughter, get up, like it's not much.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
At the moment,
moisturize your hands.
moisturize with 2 different types of creams and 3 different types of perfumes. Moisturize your whole body. That's the key to looking. I'm 38 and I don't look it. And I'm thinking, but let's try.
The record's out Friday, right?
Oh my god, yes it is.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm getting better like that. Sometimes I've ended up.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yeah.
I've got a lot to do.
Listen, let's wrap this up. But I'm gonna.
No, not like that. I'm just saying I've got a lot to do.
No, we should wrap up anyway.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're on a schedule, but
okay.
I would like to end this by asking a big question.
Yeah.
Where did you get your glasses from?
Specsavers.
Really?
Yes, these are Specsavers. But I was very late on Specsavers. I was doing everything else because I was like, I'm not going to Specsavers. Then I went Specsavers and it's fantastic.
I mean, at the risk of ruining any potential podcast sponsorship with Specsavers, I have to say that every time I go to Specsavers, I get glasses that I like, and then they last me about 6 months. They just break, they snap, and I don't think I'm being heavy-handed. But they look a bit baller for Specsavers.
These have lasted me. I've had these. Well, I should have changed them by now.
Nice.
Yeah, these are actually. Usually, I used to go Boots. I used to go literally anywhere else. To be fair, and my mum wears glasses as well. In my family, it's me, my mum, my brother, who wear the glasses, the trousers. That's fine. But wears the glasses, and my mum wears the trousers too. And then she used to go all the time because it's just closest to where we are, and we all live around here. You know what I'm saying? Then I went down there to Specs. Actually, I'm lying. Sorry, I went to Specsavers in Woolwich, and then I went to Specsavers in Charlton above the Sainsbury's, and they had a better selection, and the woman was a lot more helpful, and it was great prices. I was honestly Specsavers.
I'll have it. Yeah, I'm really.
You're not on it.
No. I'm due some more.
Same.
I live out east. I'm in Leighton, but
Let's go. I gotta get some. Let's go together.
I mean, that is a podcast, my friend.
Should we go?
James McMahon and Manga Saint Hilare go shopping for glasses.
I'm actually on. That would be sick.
Listen,
Because I'm due mine as well. I should get them before talk because I can't really see anything at the moment. And I live in Woolwich. I was only there.
This reminds me a little bit of the time I used to live in Camberwell, and me and Giggs almost went to a Greggs together.
I love Greggs.
We were talking about how much we like Greggs, and Giggs
Greggs.
Giggs was like, "Should we go get a steak bake?" And that never happened. But
no, we can make it happen. 1,000,000%. After tour, I'm on it. 1,000,000%.
Right, I'm going to tell my wife tonight when she says, "When are you going to get some new glasses?" I'm going to
say, "We're going with me."
I've got to wait till Manga gets off tour. And
could we also go Greggs? Because I actually love Greggs.
I mean, Greggs is amazing, isn't it? Everyone talks about what a state this country's in, but I'm like, there's a Greggs on every corner. It could be worse.
Okay, I'm going to share this with you guys. I haven't shared this somewhere yet. You know where they should put a Greggs?
Go on.
Where Topshop used to be. It's in Oxford Circus because they're putting IKEA. IKEA is Swedish, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is fine. But they should put a giant Greggs. 4 floors of Greggs. So when people come to this country, you know what I'm saying, they come to London, this is our staples, it's our capital city. They come out Oxford Street Circus elevator, and they go up and they see the blue and the yellow of Greggs instead of the blue and the yellow of IKEA.
I mean, I'd go one step further. I would get the Royals out of Buckingham Palace and just fill it full of sausage rolls.
Perfect.
brand up Buckingham Palace
Perfect.
as Greg's.
Perfect.
You know.
Let's get it on.
I think this has been a lovely way to spend half an hour, Manga. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, it's been that. Yeah, it's been great, man. You're great. You're a great conversationalist. I really enjoyed speaking to you.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. I'm sure I'll speak to you again. See you later.
Oh, love my bro. Respect.
Bye. See you,
Love.
man. Bye.